welcome in sports people, crazy people, and everyone else. I think you probably fit in either category, though. I am the Bear Shark. There's a Canadian with a flag in his hand. I'm shocked he is the natural Samwelb12. How in the world are you doing?
I'm fantastic because we had a huge win today. We beat Latvia.
Okay.
And I laugh, I chuckle, but all of those and hey everybody, we're gonna say hello to everybody in a minute. But you know, Latvia and Canada were tied at ones halfway through the second period.
Who does that say more or less for?
Latvia was amazing.
See?
I'll tell you more about it, but that's where I'm like wiping the brow. I'm like
got the sweat on the brow with the towel and the Earth Citizen 3. How are you, Dallas? How are you doing? Monorail Steve, Panther Sport, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. We'll be saying hi as you guys come rolling in. The notification just went out. So it's been a weird week again in hockey because we're still in hockey off season. But you got some juniors that started, so that's a plus.
We got some juniors. We got to see kind of some of the stars of tomorrow, which was awesome. Connor Bedard putting on a show. Mason McTavish in there. A couple Ottawa Senator prospects putting some points on the board. So it was nice to see a lot of these guys. The name pronunciation for some of the Latvian names was interesting. I look forward to tomorrow night with the Slovakian names. You know, that's always a good part. But yeah, it was Latvia. They dominated in the face-off circle. Defensively, they were stellar. Man, they showed up tonight.
So I got to tell you, I got to tell you something really funny that happened last week. So we got off the air after I showed the Canadian Mickey Mouse ears, right?
Yeah.
I sold 5 pairs of them. Okay. We don't have them to give away. They're gone. Everybody and their mother wanted them, bought them. So we're going to give away a hockey t-shirt instead next week. And Dallas is one of them. As a matter of fact, I had to take a picture in them that we'll have up next week. Once she gets her ears and we get a picture of her in them, she'll have her ears on. I'll take a picture, throw it up on screen. But she wanted a picture of the Bear Shark wearing the Mickey ears. So, but Dallas got a pair, and there are so many people that were like, those are the greatest thing I've ever seen in the whole world. I cannot even begin to tell you how fast. I mean, it was like at Epcot, we're sitting there just buying them. They were like, what? Like, there aren't that many Canadians. I'm like, that's what you think. It's hockey. So, but I just thought you would find that amusing because we were supposed to do it as a giveaway this week. And yeah, that went out the window very quickly.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that those ears became as popular as they were. They were great.
It was really, really funny. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I saw them in the park, and I thought they were the best thing I'd ever seen. And the truth is the Canadian jersey that they sell in Canada and Epcot is like if they ever bring it back in like real people sizes, even I might buy one. They're only $60. I mean,
that's for a hockey jersey?
It's a hockey jersey. It is $60 from Epcot. I was like, it's awesome. So, and if that happens, you know, I'm going to have to put Bear Shark across the back. So,
of course.
Yeah, it'll have to be. And I'm trying to decide what Bear Shark, what the number should be.
Ooh.
I thought it should have a bite out of it.
There you go.
Like a 0 with a bite in it.
I was going to say an 8 with part of it chomped off.
Something. Well, if we're talking about 8s, we're going to have to get the Trouba soon. But so it's been a great week hockey-wise. Last week you teased me because I couldn't figure out who the hell Kadri was. But we've narrowed in. He's going to the Islanders. It's rumored a 7x7 deal, so it looks like 7 years, $7+ million. For some reason, the Islanders are dragging their feet on the paperwork. Typical Islander fashion.
Well, there's one clause Kadri wants in the contract that the Islanders are having a problem.
Is it the Santa Claus?
No, it's the Lou Lamoriello doesn't allow facial hair clause, and Kadri doesn't want to have to shave between every period.
It's the Yeti clause. That's fantastic. It's like, excuse me, sir. No, you have to shave every period. Bailey, how are you? Welcome in. yeah, it's you got to design a pair of Team USA ears. I already have. I as soon as I saw the Canadian ears, it was really, really simple. On one side, it's a garbage can, and the other side is the American flag, and in between, it's guns. Just saying, a hockey stick and a rifle. I just got in so much trouble for all of what I just said. I'm done.
So much trouble.
Oh,
Blair,
crap.
yeah, been a real long time, buddy.
Oh, you know what? It's been a long day, and I probably should have hit the filter button on that one.
Well, and before we hit the filter button, there's a post that I thought was pretty funny. And do you remember? I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before. We were talking about how you handle your superstar going to the playoffs, load management, resting guys, all this. Well, somebody's ears were burning because Brad Marchand, the rat himself, put out this statement. I don't know if it'll show if I hold it up on the screen.
Just read it.
But essentially, it's a picture of Marchand and LeBron James side by side. And the quote of Marchand on considering load management says, "This ain't basketball. Take that soft bleep elsewhere." True hockey player statement, right?
Yeah.
There.
Well, it's funny that you should say about statements, because I figured we were going to need a little bit in the show this week since there wasn't a ton of news. So I pulled the 20 best, but it's not all 20 because they're not all great. The best hockey, like true hockey player comments ever said. You ready for these? These are friggin' hilarious. So Wayne Gretzky is quoted as saying, "Sometimes people ask, are hockey fights real? And my reply was, if they weren't, I'd get in more of them." Martin Brodeur does probably one of my favorite ones. I was going to save it for last, but I don't want to scroll all the way back up. "Why is a hockey puck called a puck? Because dirty little bastard was taken." When I read that, I was in tears. So
now imagine Marty Brodeur saying that with his accent.
It's like, because dirty little bastard was taken, eh? And it's like, come on, dude, you can't do that.
Oh my gosh.
So, all right. So the Leafs GM Brian Burke was quoted saying, "I will personally challenge anyone who wants to get rid of fighting to a fight."
That's totally something he would say.
Do you know how great that statement is, though? That's like in Goldmember when he turns around and he goes, "There's two kinds of people I can't stand in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch." When I heard that line, I was crying. I'm like, it's the best line. So Brett Hull, what are the top three worst things I've seen in hockey? The invention of the trap, the invention of the morning skate, and the invention of the ugly uniform. They're hard to play against.
Let me tell you, Brett Hull, I had the chance to meet Brett Hull when the NHL Awards used to be hosted in Toronto. It was down at our big convention center, and I was lucky enough to go one year. And we met all kinds of guys. This is where I met Gretzky, Lemieux, everyone. What's his name? From Uncle Joey from Full House. So many people were there. So I meet Brett Hull. Brett is like one of my idols growing up. So I'm like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And I'm sure he had a few pops. So he comes over, he puts his arm around me. I put my arm around him. We're like laughing. It's like a best friend picture, right? I'm like ear to ear. He's laughing, having a good time. And my brother, so kids back in the day, you had cameras with film in them. And so he's fuddling around trying to get the camera to go. And Brett just starts giving it to him. "Come on, buddy. Don't you know how to take a picture? Just push the button." He's just ripping into it. And here's my brother, who's probably, I don't know, was he 10, 12? Like, we're young kids. He's freaking out. Brett Hull just won't let off the gas. I got to find this picture and send it to you.
That is spectacular. That is spectacular. I have a bunch of stupid, funny hockey stories, but nothing like that. So Patrick Waugh.
Oh, yes, Patrick.
So we all know that he's got a little anger management problem. He's kind of a smartass. He can't help it. So when asked about having a war of words with Jeremy Roenick, he was quoted as saying, "I really couldn't hear him because my 2 Stanley Cup rings were plugged in my ears."
Yep, I remember that. And at that same dinner I was at, Patrick Waugh pretended he didn't speak English, so he didn't have to give me an autograph.
No. So Jeremy Roenick was quoted as saying, "Yes, I'm cocky. I'm even arrogant. That doesn't mean I'm not a nice guy." So let's see. Bobby Hull. "I was a multi-millionaire from playing hockey. Then I got divorced. Now I'm only a millionaire." Chris Pronger.
Oh boy.
This one's fantastic. "I don't want to get into the whole he said, she said thing about the refs, but I'm the he." Isn't that spectacular?
I love that.
So anyway, last one, Terry Crisp. It says the only difference between what just happened and Custer's last stand is Custer didn't have to watch the tape afterwards after getting beat 10-0 by the Lightning.
Nice.
Dude, but it was like I was looking for some things when it came to just something kind of funny, like the way that hockey players are, and just was looking for some of the humor this week. It was a slow news week. I mean, not for me because I'm a Ranger fan and I could have the floor for 20 minutes, but just saying. But
all right. Well, let me throw this
Sure.
one at you. We'll get to.
I know I'm jonesing, dude.
News.
Dying.
I know I'm trying to hold you up as much as I can.
I'm freaking dying.
The Kings announced they're going to retire Dustin Brown's number 23 jersey February 11th. So that's cool. Sure, Dustin Brown is a good King. They are also going to unveil a statue of him this season. Dustin Brown gets a statue? Like, I can see Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Bobby Orr, Rocky. Dustin Brown doesn't get a statue.
I'm stuck. Hold on. All right, so you said Dustin Brown, they're gonna dust it brown. Like,
oh yeah.
So
Dustin Brown.
Dude, I feel like I'm a Fallujah. So okay. Let me just say what the first thing that I thought of when you said this. That was the best thing that they could think of. Don't they know they had Gretzky for like 15 minutes? I mean, they could have done that, but really? Like, does that tell you how crappy the Kings teams have been?
But like, isn't retiring your jersey, hanging the banner to the rafters enough? Like, I get in Toronto, they have Captain's Corner, right?
Yeah.
Where they put in this little monument and they keep adding different players to it.
Yeah, but they stole that from Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. There's no Rocky statue with Wendell Clark going up at the front doors, all by himself. What has Dustin Brown done better than Gretzky, better than Curry,
Hold on.
better than
How
Luc
about
Robitaille?
I was going to say Luc Robitaille. I mean, by the way, Marian Gaborik.
Well,
Gabby was fantastic, man. Well, maybe not then, but Robitaille went out there and he left the Rangers, went out to the Kings. He was a freaking rock star. Yeah. Dustin Brown.
In parallel news, George Peros is getting a statue in front of the NHL.
Did they put it at the Coyote Station or Coyote Stadium?
Oh, no, they're putting up an Austin Matthews statue in advance.
Oh, jeez. It's buried up to his waist though, because that's how he's gonna have to play. Unfreaking believable. Yeah, well, Blair, he won a couple of cups with him and everything, but so what? It's like, does he deserve a statue? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, look, I used to have an expression about, like when a team didn't deserve to get like a medal, and I used to sit there and I would be like, poop don't hang, except I use the S word. And it was like, so hold on. I got to address this because it's like the third time Dallas has put that in there, and I got to say something. So they finally put out an article about pillow hands. All right. It took weeks for them to even get them on the radar, but it finally happened the other day, and I read it. And you want to know something? I was so despondent afterwards. I was so upset. I didn't even know what to do. I had to turn off my computer. I got up and I walked away. It was so bad. It was so bad. They made it seem like this guy is the deterrent to nuclear war. And I was like,
Isn't that Dennis Rodman?
I think you're right. But it was like, dude, I read this and I'm going, they even admit he was benched in the last 2 games and that no other forward in the NHL played less minutes than he did during the playoffs. Nobody. Like, no one. Not the Rangers. The whole NHL during all of the playoffs played less. Teams that got knocked out in the first round. There was not
games.
Right. Like you got swept. He still played less. I'm gonna have a heart attack right now.
What's up, Morgan? Gator Ghost. How's it going?
Dude, I'm gonna have a heart attack while we're sitting here. Anyway.
Draw statues for everyone. You get a statue. No, you get a statue.
Hey, I think we should have a Sam the Natural statue.
Oh, well, that one I agree. Here's a wild fact. Talk about interesting things. Did you know if you won 9 straight Stanley Cups?
I have a statue right there. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
If you won 9 straight Stanley Cups, that's 144 wins. Okay, 144 wins, 9 straight Stanley Cups. You still wouldn't break Patrick Waugh's all-time playoff wins record. He has 151 playoff wins.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. How many has he hoisted? 2 or 3?
I'm not even sure.
Because if you're telling me he's got,
in the chat.
If he's got 10, Johnny Grudeau, what's up?
Johnny Hockey.
What's happening?
Welcome in.
I would just say this though: if you got 9 plus, almost 10 playoff seasons in a row, you got to figure you netted 30% of them, right?
Yeah, that's a lot. 151 playoff wins. That's crazy.
That's insane. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot.
That's why he can plug his ears with the Stanley Cup ring.
He's like, nah, can't hear you. This show's going off the rails tonight.
That was a good one. I had to share. I was just.
Oh, I don't blame you. That's a great hockey stat, dude. So, all right. I can't wait any longer. Like, we got to talk about it.
Wait, I got one more.
Oh,
one more
crap.
good one.
I hate you.
One more good one.
I'm going to take him off
This is from yesterday. Do you know what happened 34 years ago?
The Gretzky trade.
Yes, the Gretzky trade. Listen to this. If you weren't born yet or you were very young, this is what the Kings gave up to the Edmonton Oilers. They gave the Oilers Jimmy Carson, not Johnny Carson, Jimmy Carson.
It's his younger brother.
Martin Jelena, a 1989 first-round pick, a 1991 first-round pick, a 1993 first-round pick, and $15 million in cash. That's a lot. And the Kings receive not just Gretzky. They got Gretzky, Mike Krushelnyski, and Marty McSorley.
Well, McSorley has to go with him wherever he goes because if you look at Gretzky the wrong way, McSorley makes you wake up in the hospital drinking Jello through a straw. So, like, that's just a given. Like, and that's why, what was the first comment I said? Gretzky said, "Are hockey fights real?" Yeah, they are, because if not, I'd have gotten more of them. He didn't get in any. The only time they ever showed him laid out on the ice, he was a Ranger. And you know what? I wouldn't have wanted to be that guy because he got hospitalized. Like, they beat up his family.
Well, when you talk, now we know Gretzky, arguably the best player of all time, right? To come along with Krushelnyski and McSorley and give up all that, and then you look at the Matthew Tkachuk trade for Tkachuk, you know, you give up Huberdeau, Weegar, Schwitt, and a pick. Like, I feel like this Kings deal is a walk in the park compared to what Florida gave up.
Well, let me ask you a question.
For Chuck.
Looking back at it 34 years later, how do you feel about the trade? Like, we've had a little time to digest it.
I'd have to look and see who these first-round picks were.
But here's the thing, though. You gave up 3 of them over the course of, like, literally 7 years, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part about it is $15 million in cash then.
That's true. That's
then.
A lot of.
That's 50, 60. Well, I don't know. In this inflationary age, it's probably 100 million. But, David, that's not good. That's 2. Damn it. I'm trying so hard to behave.
Well, the question is that 50 million is Canadian or US dollars?
I think it was Bitcoin.
They were predicting.
I don't know. But, the simple truth is, if you look at the trade today, though, $15 million just by itself is like, hey, look, we're just going to pay you off. Like, because that $15 million didn't go to player salary, because it didn't go to cap, didn't go to anything like that. That went straight to the owner.
Back then, it could probably went for gigs in the locker room.
Yeah, like they, that, like $500,000 did. But, all seriousness, though, like that money went straight to the owner. That was, I want him, here's the money. And I mean, I don't know. I think it was a damn good deal for the Oilers.
Yeah. Well, Martin Jelena really was a key contributor.
But I mean, all things seriousness though, like they had already won 3 cups, and they're like, here, like, okay, we're gonna rebuild anyway, and we can't afford him, so he's gonna ask for $8 gazillion. Here he is. Give us the world back in first round picks.
Yeah.
Okay. Like not a bad deal for the Oilers. It was probably a smart move. Now, if you're an Oilers fan, you're sitting there. You've already turned off the screen. You've already told me to go F myself and kick the hole through your television. But the simple truth is, you were not going to be able to hold Yari Curry. You were not going to be able to hold Messier and Gretzky together. It was never going to happen. Even because correct me if I'm wrong, that was pre-cap. So
I think so, yeah.
I mean, even in a pre-cap world, you can't pay limitless amounts of money. It just didn't happen. I mean, even though you had dynasties that lasted, they did fantastic, but it came to an end. Great deal.
It sure did. Kind of like what's going to happen with Pittsburgh very soon in the next couple of years.
Let me tell you something. Those people are going to die of old age on the ice before anything else happens.
There was a great picture of Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, and it said something like the original trio. And if you just change that picture to black and white.
Well, not only did they use Technicolor to bring it forward, but they had to remove the walkers with Photoshop. So
all they need is Yager to photobomb that picture. It would have been perfect.
I'm getting in so much trouble tonight. I haven't even done anything yet. Jeez, I'll tell you what.
You go ahead and make your announcement. I've delayed you long enough.
The New York Rangers have selected as their 28th captain. That is captain because, yes, we have gone, for most people don't realize this, but the Rangers have not had a captain since Ryan McDonough was traded. There's so much wrong with that statement, I can't even begin to tell you. They've not had a captain. Ryan McDonough was the last captain of the New York Rangers. Now, stop and think about that. He's already played through 3 Stanley Cups, 1, 2, and went to the Predators. We still don't have a captain. Idiotic. Absolutely. And by the way, we've actually gotten rid of more coaches than we've had captains. We've had David Quinn. We've had Vigneault, something. I don't know.
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart's been in twice. Okay, so like once you get down to this and you start to realize like what we're actually talking about here, it's like, what is going on? So we have named Captain Jacob Trouba. Now, I have to tell you, hand to God, if you would have said pick the least likely person, it's him. Now, Ranger fans are losing their minds over this. They're so pissed, it's not even funny. Like, Ranger fans are like, wait, I thought we were trading this guy. Like, which is a typical MO for the Rangers, by the way. Callahan became captain, was captain. We couldn't lock it down on $5.6 million. He went to Tampa. We bring up Brian McDonough. We're like, we're going to Tampa. Guess who Trouba's going to play for in 4 years? just saying. We like to get rid of good players and send them to Tampa. So basically, for those of you who are here who are hockey fans, you're going to appreciate my tribute to our new captain. Of course, thanks to Monorail Steve, I would have forgotten to make the video. So this is all Monorail Steve's fault. I tried very hard to get this video down in time. It's just over a minute. And if there are old people in this chat, you'll appreciate the movie reference as well. So with that, the Rangers have named the 28th captain of the New York Rangers in our 100-year historic franchise is Captain Jacob Trouba. And with that, everybody, I've got a video to play and a little tribute to our new captain. Like a rocket.
Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Ready or not, here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not.
You hear me?
Oh, Captain, my captain. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south.
Sit down. Leave, Mr. Keating. All of them.
Dead poet hockey.
Here comes the
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Rangerstown would like to introduce to you the 28th captain of the New York Rangers, Jacob Trouba.
Dead poet hockey.
Well done.
Oh, let me tell you something. All of a sudden, I was sitting there, and Steve says to me, he's like, yo, dude, I can't wait to see what video you put together tonight for Trouba. And I went, oh, crap. And I was like, I didn't do one. And so I immediately went and I looked for the Trouba train video that I made during the playoffs. And I was like, I can't recycle the same video. I'm like, that'd be bad. I was like, and the first thing I thought of was I go on the Rangerstown website and everybody's divided. And they're like, oh, captain, my captain. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so going Dead Poets. I'm like, so going. And if you notice the one picture where they're standing on the desks, half of them have their heads down. It's like exactly what the Rangers think. I mean,
So funny.
Oh, it
Well,
was so much
did you
fun.
see the clip that came out from Panarin?
Oh yeah. Did you see
I
the one
love-
where they said, "What is Kreider really saying?"
No, I didn't see that one.
So
I just saw the Panarin one when he's like, "Hey, congratulations!" I didn't realize his accent was so heavy. It's like, "Congratulations!" He's like, "I think I would have been a better choice."
and then he goes. So they have this thing, and it's Chris Kreider going, "You're a leader both on and off the ice," and he goes, "I'm such a better choice for this. I do so much work for the Rangers on and off the ice. I've been there since I was a rookie. I was drafted by the dude. It just goes off about Chris Kreider being like, what the hell is going on? So at the end of the day, it's literally one of those things where when I made the video, I literally sat there and I was like, I'm gonna incorporate Dead Poet Society with a hockey video, and I'm like, how many people have ever tried to put a literary genius movie like this movie it's one of my favorites, and put it with a hockey hits clip? I just never seen it done. I have.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. So, Bernie, it's all subject to opinion. My guy laid out your guy. But which shouldn't be the standard for a captain, by the way. Welcome in, Bernie.
So did my rookie goaltender.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's up, Bernie?
So
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so 28 years, we've gone with a 5-year gap without a captain, and we skipped over Captain Kreider. We skipped over Mika Zibanejad. We skipped over Antemi Panarin. Who the hell did we just sign? Toracek? Trocheck. Igor Shesterkin. Lindgren would have been a great choice. I mean, the kid, blood, sweat, and tears for the Rangers. To a guy who argumentatively almost literally got traded. Jeffrey, how are you, buddy? It's literally, I'm just dying over the fact that we went down the Trouba role. And now look, we don't know what he does off the ice for the team. We don't know what he's doing, this and that. I never in a million years, if you had said to me, if you put him in the top 5 of captain picks for me, he'd have been number 6. Okay, I would not have picked him. Now, it's not that he's not a good choice. I love the fact that now what it means is I get to watch him lay people out for 4 more years. But
and you make a good point. We don't know what happens behind closed doors and off the ice. He could be the guy, in the playoffs when everyone was beaten up and hurt and down. He's the guy who's standing up in the locker room, firing everyone up. Probably there's a lot going on there the public just doesn't know about, which is why they made that choice. According
to what is being reported, when they're not on the ice, this guy's a leader. He's the one who's helping everybody. And they said that was one of the determining factors. Was off the ice, he was a huge leader. And they were like, on the ice, he has grown into exactly what they traded for. He has come out and said, the first year that he was with the Rangers, he was uncomfortable. He had changed coasts, changed countries, changed everything. He just didn't adapt well. And he goes, now I'm in my element. Now I'm home.
That's awesome.
All right, cool. So 28th captain for the New York Rangers, Jacob Trouba. Even I'm scratching my head, but at the end of the day, I'm happy to have a captain on our team. What I hope it doesn't create is animosity amongst the A's. I mean, I never thought Panarin would be captain. I never thought Mika would be captain. I really honestly thought in my heart of hearts, Chris Kreider was going to be captain. There was really kind of no doubt in my mind. He signed the extension. He was drafted by the Rangers. He's been a Ranger through and through. What he has done most recently has been amazing. Doesn't have to go to the best player, but he's also, if you watch Ranger games, he's the last person off the ice every time. He makes sure every single person goes by. He's giving them a pat on the back. He gives them the hugs. He does all the stuff. To me, that's what a captain does. Now, again, for all I know, they go in the locker room and, I almost just said something really bad. We'll change it up to Trouba gives massages. I mean, I don't know. So we don't know.
It'll be very nice to see next year when they announce their 30th captain.
29 and 30 are coming over the next 10 years. So, yeah, and that's the thing, though. It's like we went so long, and it was like last year I kept going, why haven't we just named the freaking captain? Like you have 6 alternates. What are we doing? And, okay, it's the first year with Gaudreau. Okay, fine. But no. But, at the end of the day, like I said, Ranger fans have lost their mind over this. I don't think it's a bad choice. It's not like we went out there and we picked, like, I don't know, Ryan Reeves. Like, there's definitely worse choices than Trouba. And hopefully this year, because statistically speaking, and this probably is why we didn't win the Cup this year, there have only been 3 teams. I think they're Ranger teams, 3 Ranger teams that have ever won without a. No, it has to be 3 NHL teams without a captain.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a unique stat.
Who would you hand the trophy to?
See, they just throw it on the ground and everybody kicks it.
Scrambles.
Yeah, they take shots at it with a hockey puck. So anyway, that's my news. The Rangers have finally done something, hopefully good. If they had announced at the same time that they were taking pillow hands outside and beating the crap out of them, that would have been a different video, but it would have been equally entertaining.
It's so true.
What's up, Penguins?
Penguins, what's going on? Welcome in. So that's good news. Also, some huge news coming out of Calgary last Thursday. This little guy who joined the Calgary Flames that was not happy about joining the Calgary Flames, he had a little one-on-one meeting, and he's decided now he likes Calgary a lot. Johnny Huberdeau, the new Johnny Hockey in Calgary, signed 8 years, $84 million, $10.5 million a year.
Did you see the picture?
I didn't see the picture.
All right, so the picture, when we're done with this tonight, go look at the picture of him signing the contract and tell me that's a real smile. You know what he's doing? He's sitting there going, that's right, I made y'all pay me. That's all that smile is. That smile isn't I'm happy to be here. That smile is, that's right, baby. Hail to the king.
Here's a guy who's going to be 30 years old. An 8-year contract. So you get him until he's pretty much 38.
So is there a no trade clause? Like after 6 or 7?
Oh, I'm sure there is something in there.
Because you got to assume this is going to take him to retirement. Like he's going to retire a Flame.
Mm-hmm. That sounds bizarre. Lots of little signings as well taking place. Some other big ones. Zach McEwen, he signed back with the Flyers of Philadelphia. Max Lajoie signs back with Carolina. Here's the big one for the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins, who are in desperate need of bodies who can actually play. They're going to re-sign Patrice Bergeron 1 year, $2.5 million, 37. Here's a guy who's going to go 1 more year to 38. So Bergie signs. They also then skip over and sign David Krejci 1 year at $1 million. And Pavel Zacha re-signs 1 year at 3.5.
So we now know who's going to be in last place in their division.
Yeah. But Krejci and Bergeron, I mean, that has to be, Krejci, what is he, 36 now? Bergeron's 37. Probably going to be their last deal they sign. Do you think it's kind of we're going to sign and then halfway through the season announce this is our retirement tour and kind of pay farewell?
Well, let's be perfectly honest. Jacob, how are you? The biggest thing that I would say about the Bruins this year, I feel very much like anything that's in black, white, and gold, i.e. Penguins or Bruins. Now, I 8-team no trade clause. Jeez. So sorry, I'm easily distracted.
Do you think Arizona's on that list?
The Bruins, in my opinion, have no chance this year. I mean, I think it's 6 players are out 4 to 6 months. Like, we're not fielding a team here. What we're doing is we're trying to do damage control. That's you're literally talking about a line and a half that's not starting the year. All right, so they're a non-contender in my mind. just like the geriatric squad that's going to be playing with the Penguins over the next few years. So Boston, in my opinion, I think what it is it's let's just put AIS, right? Let's put a couple of names in there. Let's keep people going. I don't see this. This is like the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, this is done to literally have people put stuff in, put people bodies in seats. They don't want to turn into the Coyotes. That's all this is.
Speaking of the Coyotes, they made a huge signing, an RFA that they spent more money that they're going to pull in this year. Lawson Cruz re-signs with Arizona 5 years, $21.5 million. So $4.3 million cap hit.
But I mean, that's kind of the point, though, is like when you start to look around, we're starting to get solidified, right? And
Yep.
I still look at Boston and I'm like, God, I can't wait to play them. Just check it. Now, the Rangers are really bad at this. They check the W before they go play the game. That's my job. They don't get them to have my job. Like, they got to go out and actually win. Let's see. Forgot Blues have former Ranger players. That's funny, Jacob. That's the thing is with everything that's moved around and everything that's gone on, I really like what I think we're going to see for hockey this year. The one thing you didn't mention was Pacioretty with the Achilles. He's going to have surgery, and he's out for months. That's going to take a big bite out of the Golden Nuggets. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, we talked a lot about how Vegas just wasn't really able to get much. They actually did re-sign Nicholas Roy, 5 years, $15 million, so $3 million a year. But they weren't able to go out and get a whole lot of people, and now they get a huge injury like this.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of the thing. By the way, guys, if you guys are trying to figure out how we're talking to two different chats at the same time, we broadcast on two different channels at the same time. We broadcast on FPEN Sports, and we broadcast on Sam's channel as well, on Samwelb12 Experience. If you're watching one of the other chats, jump over to the other side, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We both do hockey. We both do a bunch of things like that. He does it the right way because he's Canadian. I'm an emotional New Yorker who screams at the television. So if you want to hear a mildly PG-13 to possibly NC-17 hockey stream where anything goes, come on over, hang out with me. And if you guys are looking for someone who actually knows what they're doing, go watch Sam. So, but all due respect though, like you're not wrong. I mean, there's a lot of teams that were on the cusp that didn't do anything. And I don't know. Like, I look at a couple of these teams that we really, really laid into last year, and they look good. I mean, like, I'll tell you what, I started looking at paper on the Ducks. Like, I can't even believe I had to say that sentence. But
Well, the Ducks, they're going to have Mason McTavish, who we just watched in the World Juniors. He looks really good. I'm very curious.
Their
to see how he's
pickups
gonna
and
play.
signings were fantastic. So in the West, when we were joking around about the West being horrible, there are some teams that are starting to actually on paper put things together. Does that mean that they're going to be good this year? No. But it means that they might put up a showing. And that would be huge for the West because the West hasn't, I mean, outside of that one series you and I were watching during the playoffs.
I thought my light just got dimmer for some reason.
I'm like,
That was really weird.
do I need to know? Like, I know you're like 1,500 miles away, but so at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. I mean, although the East just looks so freaking dominant on paper, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
It's true. And I know, Jacob, you were asking about the St. Louis Blues. I haven't heard much out of the Blues camp, but there's all these rumors swirling around about Tarasenko. Nothing has happened yet. Who knows if it will? But that's the big bomb we're kind of waiting to see drop.
Bernie just reminded me because I forgot, but even Shattenkirk went over to the Ducks as well. I mean, Double Deuces, he's a darn good player when he's on. And I mean, they just have put together quietly this little. It's by the way, they're almost Rangers of the West with how many people they have. But there's so many good teams going out there right now, putting things up on paper. Dude, I hate to say this because we still have like 72 days or 70 days to go. I'm friggin' done already. Like, can we get going? Like, I'm done. I want to play. I want to watch hockey.
It's crazy. It's going to be unbelievable. And you're right. The East this year is going to be the division to watch. And I mean, we talk about the Senators. We see some of their prospects that were playing for Team Canada, and they look good. We know they brought in, some decent players there, Giroux and others, and they're going to be good. So when you factor that Ottawa's going to be better, Buffalo's going to be, much improved. The Red Wings are going to be improved. Montreal's going to be improved. Hey, you Boston dropping, Philly's going to be towards the bottom.
Devils.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Devils.
So speaking of Buffalo, too many B's. You hear that they're contemplating going out and getting Patrick Kane?
I did hear this, and it would be very interesting. So they have a lot of cap space right now.
They have a ton.
So they can afford them.
Yeah.
Man, if they go get Patrick Kane, holy cow!
That changes that division completely.
Oh my God, it sure does.
So,
what do you think they'd have to give up?
There's 1 year left on the contract, so I wouldn't give up a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm talking maybe, keep in mind, Chicago's going to be rebuilding at this point. So what we're talking about are draft picks. Could you imagine with the amount of cap space that they have, if they did like a Gretzky 34 year ago deal, they threw money at this and some draft picks to get better now? Like, I don't know, but I would expect it to be a player swap probably for a prospect. Simply because if you had a number one prospect, you'd give him up for Patrick Kane. Throw in a number one, 2 years, one this year, one in 2 years. Throw in a second round or a third round draft pick, and maybe like guy who sweeps the floor, and you're probably there.
Well, I mean, if it costs you something like a Pozo and like a Dylan Cousins and an Owen Power, would you make the move and draft picks?
No. It's a 1 year contract. You're not guaranteed you're going to sign him. It would be a different story if Chicago dangled it after they redid the deal. If I knew what I was getting into and I knew what, because they can handle the salary cap, that's not the issue. But Buffalo is still in a place where they're contending. You can't break up that team too much. You're looking to add to, not take away from. And I think you'd be more apt, especially with Chicago rebuilding, if they follow the Detroit model, they should go towards prospects. If they went towards multiple prospects, multiple draft picks with a veteran D or a veteran winger, all right, maybe. But much more than that, no. I wouldn't break up my team to bring in one guy.
Yeah. You look at the Tkachuk deal and you wonder if that set any kind of precedent for.
I don't know. I mean, I've had a hard time with that trade since it happened. And, it'll be interesting to watch. But, at the end of the day, there's so many rumors floating. But who could take Patrick Kane? They could. And if they do, that would be amazing. Now, I have a question for you because you love to sandbag me on stream. So I'm going to do it to you tonight.
Darn it.
So if you couldn't pick pick the Maple Leafs and you can't pick Florida in the Eastern Division this year, what team would you call live?
Oh, that's a good kid. Let me pull up. I gotta visually look at this here.
All right. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna read Bernie's thing. I've been talking about for months. The move I've been talking about for months. So Bernie's making fun of us. And what was the trade I proposed last week on here? First and second rounder, a Postco contract, a young forward, maybe top prospect. That's funny. So Bernie, apparently I dream about what you talk about at night, and I regurgitate it the next week and make it seem like it's my own. Just makes me look smart. So
yes. To answer your question,
yeah.
If I had to call a different game, it can't be a Maple Leaf game, can't be a Panthers game. Who would I want to call?
Yeah.
It would probably be one of three teams. And I
that's like cheating.
don't know. I could narrow it down. I know, right?
Dude, like, stop being Canadian. Don't go down the middle of the road. Come on.
Okay, fine. I would probably say it would be Buffalo or Ottawa. We'll go with one of those two.
See, Ottawa
Detroit
was a
gonna be
good
the third-
pick.
Detroit was going to be the third one. But
Really?
Yeah, Buffalo or Ottawa.
So Ottawa is up in my top 3 too, by the way. Ottawa, I think, is going to be fun to watch. Canadians are another one, which I have to throw that out there. The only reason that I want to call them, I just want to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll be fun to watch. I don't know that they're going to be great. I just think it would be fun to watch.
See, as a Leaf fan, I have such a deep hatred for Montreal.
Yes.
That I can't even fathom.
I understand. Notice I haven't gone into my division. So I absolutely could appreciate that. And then last but not least, and this is a cop-out because I'm kind of sold on them at the moment, but I'd like to call a Ducks game. I want to watch what they're going to do. I think they're that fascinating to me because they garnished zero respect for what they did in the offseason. And I think that they made a lot of good moves. Do I think that they're fantastic? No, but I would love to see what that's going to look like. And then last but not least, if you had to pick one team that you could make fun of the entire time during a game and just call it, what would it be? Would it be Montreal?
No, Arizona.
That's not even fair. No, I'm talking about like a team you actually care about. I figured you'd pick Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, I make fun of Montreal all the time. They're just so easy.
Mine would be the Penguins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that natural connection.
Oh,
in the West, there's a lot of teams in the West I'd love to call. Like Minnesota, I would love.
Minnesota seems like it'd be a good round.
They're going to be fun. I'm actually really interested to see what Seattle's going to do. So I would love to do Seattle games.
We haven't really talked about that, and I'm curious your opinion. Where do you think Seattle falls in this? Because I've been looking at a lot of stats on paper, and I'm going, I don't know, because my third choice, by the way, in the East was actually just dropped in the chat, was Nashville. I'm very curious to watch Nashville this year, especially since next year they're going to have the master himself in the front office. But going back to what we were just talking about, though, it's like, I don't know. Seattle poses a very interesting conundrum for me. I don't know if I like them or if I am just interested because they're an expansion team and they just have a ton of draft picks and a ton of everything, and they just look horrible.
Yeah, listen, I don't think they're going to be that much improved. Obviously, I want to see what Shane Wright's going to do there.
Yeah.
He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I like Bjorkstrand. He's a great hockey name, and he's a fun to watch player. Ryan Donato, I like. Andrew Burkowski, I like. I'm just looking through the roster. Jordan Emberley, I like. Morgan Geekie.
Hold on a second. Is Nashville really in the West?
Oh, yeah, Nashville's in the West. Did you say East?
Yeah. You know why? Because geographically, that's just stupid. I got it. While we're at it, let's just put Carolina out in the West. Anyway, go ahead.
There we go.
Matt, thank you for pointing that out, because I for whatever reason, is my brain. Go ahead.
It's Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday. So they just have so many people.
Wednesday.
Jared McCain, Jaden Schwartz, Brendan Tanev, another big hitter. They have a lot of guys that I enjoy watching their style of hockey. So I don't think they're going to be a superior team by any means, but I think they're going to be a fun to watch team.
There's going to be a lot of that this year. And to be perfectly honest with you, I seriously think the first game Coyotes play, I think you and I should call it together. I think it would be absolutely freaking epic because I'm going to wear like a Wile E. Coyote filter over my face the entire game. And
I'll wear my my Las Vegas Outlaws He Hate Me jersey.
Oh, gee, dude, you be the Roadrunner. I'll be the Wile E. Coyote. I mean, it would just be epic to sit there and just make fun of him the whole time. I mean, I can't wait to watch it.
I don't even know who's on Arizona. Like, listen to this roster. Nick
it's who's on first.
Yeah. They just signed Cruz. Christian Fisher, he's dying to get out of there. Zach Cassian, whoop-de-doo. Clayton Keller, here's a guy, was he number 1 pick? Was supposed to be all that in a bucket of chicken and just didn't amount to what he was supposed to. Andrew Ladd, who I think has bounced around a whole lot. Nick Ritchie, you can have him.
No thanks.
They got a lot of defense, though. A lot of defensemen. No, but would we really want to sit for 2.5 hours and put ourselves through that?
I'll tell you what. Let's call the first period and see how it goes.
That's more like it.
It's got to be on a night.
I don't even know if they give us the feeds up here in Canada.
It's got to be on a night when you don't have a game on, I don't have a game on, and they're actually playing somebody worth watching. Where it's going to be like a friggin' blowout. It would be so much fun to just watch that and just be like, and it's 19-0. Who ever thought that it would be a football score?
We should get some kind of a wacky wager, like if Arizona actually wins, I have to frost my tips.
That sounds like a personal problem. It really, like, if there's 2 double hat tricks scored in the game, like, I got to jump in the Shark Tank behind me. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, when I look at this and I go, there's a lot of hockey, like, and I think it's kind of like when you go to the food store and you're hungry. Like, I just want hockey so bad I'll watch anything right now. And, like, I don't know about you, but Sunday night I found myself watching reruns of hockey games. And I was like, I'm literally, dude, I'm jonesing. Like, there were 5 games this year that I missed. So I went back and watched them. And it was like, I already knew the outcome. I already knew what happened. I already watched the highlights. But I did. I went back and I did it. Sam, can you call a Blues game for me, please? I'm sure it'll be against Toronto.
We could definitely. I got to go through the schedule and start putting together the first couple months of games and see how the schedule is going to lay out. We're going to try and get a good variety of games across.
I'm not.
So we can definitely try and get a Blues one in there.
I'll just tell you right now, if you turn on my channel, you'll see New York Rangers.
Oh, it's all going to be Leafs. It's just a matter of who they play.
Yeah, I'm going to actually try to call every game. That is my goal, is to try and call all the games. I don't know that I'll be successful. I'm going to give it a go. Now, the hardest thing is, if I have a Ranger game and a Giant game on at the same time, can I pull off calling both games at once?
That would be outstanding.
Well, Giants football is so boring, and all I do is just sit there. And, like, the truth is, I'm going to have to find a way to actually bleep myself, because if not, YouTube is going to take my stream down. Like, because I just yell at the Giants the whole time. The Rangers, at least it'll be entertaining. They're at least good. The Giants, I mean, I don't know if you heard, because I don't know how close you follow football, but yesterday there was a brawl between both sides of my own team. That does not bode well.
That's awesome.
When the guy lowers his shoulder on a non-contact day and both sides rush the field, and what do? They're in full pads and they're throwing punches.
I'm looking now because I can't not.
Can I make a stupid joke, or is it too late for that already? Because we already went past the helmets throwing. Yeah, you know what? It's too late. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going back to Arizona Coyotes, and they're right now sitting. They're 100 plus 100,000 to win the Stanley Cup.
Who?
Arizona. What if we just put
Dude, I got to put $1 down.
$10.
Just $1. Dude, you win $100,000. Dude, just for that, I'm laying a wager down as soon as we get off for $1.
Oh, I think that would be absolutely hysterical.
You know what the funny thing is the odds in Vegas, the way that they change based on the fact that like how teams are doing. So if you lay the wager now at $1 at 100,000, let's say they actually do something, and they're like 50%. Like, let's say they're a 500 team, dude, that would drop significantly. And so but you would still be in at the 100,000 to 1 ratio.
It'd be awesome. Buffalo's sitting there at plus 15,000. That might not be a bad gamble. Detroit's at plus 6,000. St. Louis, where's St. Louis? St. Louis, pretty high, plus 4,000. Colorado is leading the way at plus 400, and Toronto is second at plus 850.
You guys are second place?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy. Tampa's in third at plus 1,200.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. Rangers are back at plus 2,000.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't actually want to be high up there because you know who you didn't mention? The President's Cup team.
Oh, where are they? They're way down.
Good night, Jeff.
Goodness. See you, Jeff. They're top the second page at plus 850. Yikes.
All right. Well, I guess we know where we stand, right?
You know, we should maybe there's 32 teams. Maybe we should just take $32 and put $1 on everyone,
right?
Just so it's have some fun.
See, and now you know why I quit gambling 16 years ago, because it's logic like that goes, you can't lose. Okay, like it costs you $32. The least that's going to happen is plus 400. You get $400.
Yeah,
like it's a sound bet. So, however, it's things like that make me sit there and go, well, come on, I'm only down by 32,000. Right? Like if I triple the wager, I'll be able to get it back and then some, like, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, but I mean, the bottom line is this year in hockey is going to be a lot of fun. Obviously we can't wait. You're calling juniors right now. You've got how many more this week? 3?
So we got 3 more this week. Tomorrow night at 6:00. Where's tomorrow? The 11th. Then we have the 13th at 6 and the 15th at 6. And that ends the round robin, and then it goes into quarterfinals and whatnot.
So you got hockey for
hockey
for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's so good. And if Canada kind of runs the gauntlet, which if they play like they did against Latvia tonight, it's not a guarantee. But if they go, I expect it'll be a Canada-US final. But if Canada goes, it'll be a couple of weeks, and then it'll take us right into September. And man,
see, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for September because I want Traverse City so bad I can taste it.
Yeah.
And
let me see. Maybe chat. I'll get the chat's opinion. The first day of preseason hockey, Toronto is playing a Squid Squad doubleheader. Half the squad is playing at 2:00, and then they're playing another game at 7:00.
I love those.
Do I do both games of the doubleheader to kick off the hockey season?
Hold on a second. I have to take your Canadian card away if you don't.
What's preseason? It's preseason.
No. See, let me tell you that tomorrow night on FPN Sports, I was originally not going to call the Giant game because I'm supposed to have a guest on at 9:00 tomorrow night on FPE, and it's supposed to be Dominic Lewis. However, he is not confirmed because I made the mistake of booking one of the hottest composers in Hollywood at the moment. Their movie just went #1 in the world. And do you think he's going on the 4,000 subscriber channel or the 50 million? I think I'm getting bounced is kind of the moral of the story, which is fine. And I understand that. Like, I don't care. But there's a good chance that there's going to be a pop-up stream tomorrow at 7:00 for the preseason game of New York Giants football against, I believe it's the Patriots. And if that's the case, dude, I'm going to lose my mind tomorrow night at 7:00. You're going to come in and just watch the ramblings of a madman. And it's preseason. I don't care. I take it so seriously. Traverse City is not even Rangers. It's the kids who might actually sign a contract at some point to potentially possibly earn the chance to play for the Rangers.
All right. Well, listen, if Blair's telling me do it and Jeff's saying do it, then I think we'll do it. I'll get that on the calendar. I wasn't going to do a lot of preseason hockey because, I got to save some stuff for the regular season that we've been working on. But, all right, we'll get it going.
So, you got juniors going on. Anything else going on?
No, we're pretty much going to ride the juniors out. Depending on the schedule of the quarterfinals and whatnot, we might try and get another Blue Jays game in there. We've been having a lot of fun calling some baseball. Of course, our third ever baseball game got stuck in a rain delay. That was fun.
Were they jumping in puddles?
It was just like a 4 hour and something minute. It was a long, long night.
Did you stay on the whole time?
Whole time. Yeah, of course.
So do you drink on stream?
I was close.
It's like, yeah, double bourbon.
We were having some fun. So we're going to get more Jays games back in there, especially as they're ramping up towards the fall. They're in a wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
And if those continue to be successful, we'll keep doing them. And then once hockey starts, it's probably going to be, Leafs and Jays until baseball playoffs are done in October. Then it's going to be
that sounds like a stoner song, Leafs and Jays. It's like
Leafs and Jays. Leafs
and Jays, yo, what's up? What's up? No, and that sounds like a good schedule. So like, and obviously I'm assuming I shouldn't say obviously. I'm assuming you're going to pick Leafs over Jays if they're on the same night.
Oh yeah.
Just make it.
It depends on who the opponent is. Maybe we'll do a split stream. No, it's always going to be Leafs. It's always going to be Leafs.
Hold on, I can push my eyes back in.
Our intermission shows might cut over to be baseball.
That I understand. I mean, like that's the cool part about, now we're getting back into season. And, that's one of the things that we're going to be offering on FPEN Sports. I don't know what you guys are going to be doing, but we're going to be making sure that we have, intermission in between periods. We're going to do some interviews, and halftime for football is going to just be absolute idiocy. I mean, just idiotic at best. So
we made a brand new announcement on our channel earlier today. I can drop it here because I've already said it. It's already public. For the intimate crew gathered here, we do on our hockey streams. We have a pretty darn good second intermission show with some two pretty darn good guests. And what we've decided to do is we're making it an exclusive member perk.
That's what we're doing. That's awesome.
No way. That's awesome. But yeah, it's a member perk where members can have the ability to come and join the show live on stream.
Yep.
Obviously needs to be scheduled in advance. We're not doing hey, it's first period, I'm free, can I join? No. But yeah, it's going to be a member perk, and I'm so glad we're on the same wavelength because I think it's awesome to get all the viewers involved in the show and give them that opportunity.
That's exactly right. And I know that you and I had talked about certain things off stream, and I'm glad to see you heading in that direction. That's the direction we're going into. And because I realize that at the end of the day, it's 20 minutes where we can have people come in, interact with us, have some fun, do some pure idiocy. Not to mention the fact that, like I can't tell you how many times we did stream raids with you and with others. And it's like,
so fun.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be like Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop, where he goes, "Yeah, did not fall for that banana in my tailpipe." Like we're going to do all kinds of stupid crap, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And then obviously, like on if you don't have anybody booked or if you're on an off night, we're going to have you come in, do some stuff if you want to. This way we can have a little fun. I'll even introduce you to American football.
Ooh, American football. Is that soccer?
Yes.
But you guys play on a smaller field with smaller balls.
Hey, leave my balls alone. So, but yeah, so like Sundays, typically the Giants usually wind up playing 1 o'clock. We do have some 4 o'clock games, and we've been blessed enough to play on a Sunday night and Monday night, provided they don't take them from us. But we'll see how it goes. This is going to be a lot of fun this year. I'm really looking forward to start gearing up. Obviously, we got a new night for hockey. The biggest thing is going to come down to everybody. We're probably going to run a chat poll on it. But for those that are here, would you guys be interested in this becoming a pregame show so that we don't wind up blowing off Even Strength because there's hockey on? We originally picked 10 o'clock on Saturday nights because we thought our games would be over by that point. But maybe we want to go to a pregame where we go on for 45 minutes before the games go on so that we can kind of talk about this week in hockey. Let us know what you guys think about that. This way we can kind of go through those things, and that'll give Sam and I about 10 minutes to go jump over to our respective games. Next week, we will be doing a giveaway. We will have it posted up by the end of the week. I've got to go into Epcot and buy a new hockey shirt since I sold 5 pairs of the ears. By the way, if you want really cool ears, let me know. I can get them in Canada. Pavilion.
You're going to go in there next time, and not only are they going to have that one area, they're going to have a huge shelving unit stacked with them. Because they're like, we sold out so fast.
They were like, well, what's really funny is Walt Disney World has a you can only buy 2 at once policy. So
I
Jen,
didn't know that.
Yeah, so Jen walked up and bought 2 pairs of ears. Jen went in the store, bought 2 pairs of ears. Jen walked around World Showcase and get back and bought 1 pair of ears. It was actually we had one at the house, so it was 2 trips. But it was really just that funny. It was like, you got to be kidding me. But I think it was Derek that won it. Like, I think Derek is going to get a Canada jersey, and so we've got a bunch of people who are watching Mickey Mouse streams, loving hockey, and hockey lovers that are loving Mickey Mouse. So it was fun to watch the crossover because the ears were so wildly popular. So we're going to be doing stuff with that. My eCam is blowing up. What is going on, eCam? Yeah, I'm still here. Relax. You don't have to throw us out yet. We know.
What does it move you from?
It started jumping at the bottom
there?
of my screen, like, "Hey, are you still there?" It's like, "Yeah, like we're live. Leave me alone." So next week we'll have that put together. We're going to try and bring as many people into the chat. The other big announcement that Sam doesn't know about. Shh, don't tell him. I have been working with our travel agent that works with Florida Park Explorers. Right here on Even Strength, we're going to be doing something for both channels. That'll be a giveaway. What does that mean? We're going to give a trip away. We're probably going to give away something kind of cool and epic. We're going to work out some of the details. Sam and I will talk about it probably towards the weekend. But this is going to be something where you guys are going to have to come in and subscribe to both channels. You'll have to subscribe to my travel agent as well. He's a great guy. He does sports travel as well as cruises and wherever else in the world you want to go. But there's going to be a contest put together. No strings attached. It's simply going to be you're going to have to watch a video on all 3 of our channels and follow the instructions. It's not wildly difficult. And you guys will win the trip.
It's not going to be a sleepover at my house.
It is not a sleepover at Sam's house, but it might be at mine. And we just, for those of you who are going, oh, well, what could that mean? I just gave away a 5-day, 4-night cruise over on my other channel on Florida Park Explorers with airfare and hotel. So we do give away some gigantic prizes from time to time. Went to a great couple. They had gotten married this year and could not afford a honeymoon. So if there was more rewarding person in that, I don't know who it could be. Plus, he's a hockey fan. Just side note. But we're going to be doing that here on this channel as well. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to do some things that are interactive with you guys. We want to grow this show. We want you guys to share it out so that this way more people can come in, hang out that are hockey people. We know it's off season. I'm not pushing for it right now. But Sam and I think we have a great show here. I think that everybody has a great time who comes in. We want to get it out there so that more people can get their information, ask us some stuff, challenge us a little bit, because at the end of the day, I love when you guys tell me, hey, idiot, the Predators are in the West. It just keeps me on my toes. You know, it's like that works. Or when Sam says to me, hey, what's the biggest signing that hasn't signed this week? It begins with a K, and I still can't get there. So, you know, it's a lot of fun to play, hey, stump the guy with the hat. Oh, wait, he's got a hat on too.
If anybody happens to have a personal contact with anyone in the Arizona Coyotes organization, we'd love to have somebody on to chat with.
Or George Peros.
Or George Peros.
I'll tell you what, I'll actually one up this. If you know anybody in the NHL community, let us know. We would love to have them on. But other than that, you got juniors coming up this week. You've got a bunch of games going on. Go over to Sam's channel. If you have not subscribed and you're watching on FPEN Sports, please go over. Support my partner channel. Go over there. give them a watch time, give them some love, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching over on Sam's channel, come on over. We're idiots that do this stuff. We love doing what we do. We love interacting with you guys. By the way, in order to win, you're going to have to be subscribed to both of us anyway. But other than that, I've got potentially a pop-up football game tomorrow. I will not be starting hockey until Traverse City in September. So I'm going to have preseason Giants football and possibly some other games going on through the rest of the month of August. Other than that, I have another channel. It's called Florida Park Explorers. We do Disney live streams almost every day, as a matter of fact. My wife's in Magic Kingdom right now. So if you're in this chat and you want to watch something ridiculous, you can go over. My wife is literally probably in front of Mickey's Castle right now. So when we sign off, if you guys want to go check that out, that would be kind of cool. Owen just dropped in. I can arrange an interview for you guys. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Video
very cool.
coach for
Peterborough
Peterborough
Pete's.
Pete's. Cool. Anybody who has any contacts, I mean, look, if you can help us out, we'll waive the membership fee and have you on during the interviews. If you hook us up, we'll hook you up. But all seriousness, guys, we really appreciate the support that you guys have given to the channel, especially in an off season. So, anything else there? The natural Sam?
No, I can't tell you how much fun it was to have hockey back and watch hockey and call hockey. It was a long time coming. It's going to be nice over this couple weeks. It's going to get us ramped up, and yeah, we're so close. So close I can taste it.
All right, so your dad drove the Zamboni. That sounds past tense. Does he still drive it? And where? Was it on like the big ice, or is it on like out in the backyard?
Can we do even strength from riding on the Zamboni?
Also bonus points. And can we do shots while doing it? Just asking. Dude's for a friend. But anyway. All right, guys. So we will see you guys next week, this same time. Please, if you're not following us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. Also follow our community pages right here on YouTube. Why? Because we're going to be releasing a contest. It's going to be for a hockey shirt from probably the Canada Pavilion. If you're not Canadian, I'll figure something out. Okay, we'll work it out. It'll all work, I promise. But other than that, everybody, it's an absolute pleasure to do this with you every week. We appreciate you guys coming in, spending the time. Thanks for giving us a like. Thanks for stopping by and watching. And I am the Bear Shark. He is the Natural. Together, we are Even Strength. You know what, though, Sam? I have to stall for about 32 seconds. Do you know why?
Uh-oh.
Remember that video problem I was having in the beginning? I was having it until right now. We'll see you all next week. Take care, everybody.